it's whispering Canadian. And first off, the pictures that you'll see in this video have nothing to do with the topic. I took these pictures 2 nights ago, and they are of the Northern Lights. So I decided that I'd take some pictures of them and show them to you because I had nothing else to show, and I usually try and show something. Anyways, just a little, well, from the last video I made, I told you guys that we were having a very hot autumn, and we were, but just to prove how random the weather is in this part of the country, yesterday the temperature, the high was 20 degrees, and today it is a high of -2, and as I'm making this video, it is snowing outside. So that's very random. When it snows this time of the year, it usually doesn't stick around for very long. Usually it melts away within the same day or within the week. Snow doesn't usually stick around until around November 1st, and even then it sometimes melts right away, so it's not a big deal that it's snowing right now. And with the temperatures I've dealt with this summer, I am welcoming the colder weather, and I'm actually looking forward to wintertime. I know I'll be sick of it within another 6 months, but for now I'm looking forward to it. So anyways, this video, I finally got in the mood to do the traveling video. And as I've said before, this is probably going to be a 2-part video, maybe even 3. It depends how much I babble. I might be able to fit into one, but I highly doubt it. So, I think I'll talk a little bit about what I did, or where I went, and what I did this past summer. And then, eventually I'll tell you guys where I'd like to go, where I've been. Whether I do that in this video or the next one, I don't know, but anyways, so this summer I went with my sister to Italy, Greece, and then Turkey, and we went for about 3 weeks. We went to Italy first, and we stayed with a friend for a couple of days, and she showed us around a couple of embarrassing, but I'm used to those kind of things happening to me. Went to, where else did we go in Rome? I don't remember, but then after that we went down to Naples, Sorrento, and we did a tour of Pompeii, which was awesome. I don't know why, but ever since I was a little kid, I've been very interested in volcanoes, and I remember always reading books on Pompeii, so it was really cool to actually go there and see it. Very cool. After that, we went to Assisi, and then up to Venice, which was cool. And then we went to Florence, and all we did in Florence was just kind of wandered around, and we saw the Statue of David. Overall, Italy was very beautiful, and the people were very, very nice, except for Venice. And everyone warned us that the people in Venice aren't very nice, and I can't blame them because that place is nuts. It's just crazy with how many people are there, how many tourists are there. And you know, the only rude people were the shopkeepers, the touristy places. My sister and I traveled, well, we walked around. We had a lot of free time in Venice, so we walked around we walked around all over the place and kind of got lost in the back streets. And when you talk to those people, the people who actually live in Venice and don't deal with the tourists every day, they are very nice people and very helpful. When you get to around St. Mark's Square, which is kind of the main area, the people there aren't quite as friendly. But again, I completely understand why. And overall, everyone was really friendly and incredibly helpful in Italy. And I don't think I was expecting to well, I don't really know what I was expecting from Italy, but I was in a little bit of culture shock, I guess. It was different than I was expecting. There's a big difference in lifestyles, and I think their way is much, much, much more relaxed and much simpler than ours, that's for sure. And the temperatures over there were just crazy. I think the couple of families. And so it took us a while to be able to find a topic that we could relate to and talk to them about, but after a couple of days, we got talking to them, and they were hilarious, actually, a lot of them. We kind of stuck around this one Australian couple, and they were a lot of fun, actually. And I know it's kind of hard to explain anything else about it. It was definitely different. The whole trip was just a little bit of a culture shock, actually. But it was very cool. Had a lot of embarrassing experiences in Italy. Not just me, but my sister too. Like when we got off the plane, when we first landed in Rome from Canada. We got off the plane, followed everyone else. We went up to some guy. He stamped our passports. Or no, he didn't even stamp them, he just looked at them. And then just kind of waved us through. And we walked through. We kept on seeing signs that said, customs this way. So we kept on following it. And then we went through a door, and we were just, like, in the terminal. And so we had thought, and they don't design airports like this, so I don't know why we thought that, but we thought that we had accidentally skipped customs. So we turned around, and we were gonna go back through the same doors, which had a sign on it clearly saying no entry. But we tried to enter, and there was a Italian police officer who stuck his hand in our face and said no, 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 no. And he just kept on saying no. So we tried to ask him if we had skipped customs, but he just kept on saying no, 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 no. You can't come this way. So, for the longest time, we thought that we were in Italy illegally. So we were kind of nervous, but